There is no connection. But again, I don't think my babysitters were ever interviewed. In fact, I can tell you right now, not one of them ever worked. None of them. What's with that? I remember being contacted with the Norberg, and I don't know if this was ever been brought up with Johnny, but did he have any pedophile
I don't know, because I've never heard of the name before. I was told,
Chris Bush did, we know that,
an anonymous source, that hairs were taken, the Mark Stebbins drop, collected, and then all of a sudden they have resurfaced. But no one will talk to me. I mean, why hasn't someone called for an update? This case is never going to be solved in Oakland County. It's never. I mean, is it ever going to be solved? Actually, no. I just to this day, I have emailed Detective Powell just asking her to contact me just for an update. No response. She could write back and just say no. That's all she has to do, just say no, I can't talk to you or something. But no one will talk to me. I mean, why hasn't someone called for an update? No one is, or to give me an update. Nobody. They never have in 36 years, nobody. Well, is there a task force? There's nobody working on this. There's nobody working this case. Even when Bob was working with me, or I was working with him, I guess I should. I could count on one hand. 5. I doubt if it's 5.
Wow.
I doubt if it's 5. I remember being contacted with the Norberg situation out in Wyoming. Gray with the interview. Here's something funny though. I was contacted the day of Jessica Cooper's press release about Sloan, and I'll tell you, Detective Miller. I mean, I still have it on my call. I still have my recording. He called to say he just wanted to give me a heads up that she was going to go on air with this press conference about Sloan. I don't know, because I've never heard of the name before. I was told by an anonymous source that hairs were taken, the Mark Stebbins drop, collected, and then all of a sudden they have resurfaced, supposedly in the Sloan trunk. Now, that's pretty far-fetched, but that's what I was told. No surprise. No surprise. Well, I mean, it's just obvious. Just what little we know. I mean, just the three of us sitting here. This case is never going to be solved in Oakland County. It's never. I mean, is it ever going to be solved? Actually, no. The only possible way for this case to be solved is to get it over to the department, or to an outside jurisdiction, period. I mean, which has to be the Department of Justice. I mean, look at the problems just on topic as far as the FBI, I was told that the FBI here locally just, they won't work it. So it isn't even a matter of going to the FBI here in Detroit. The FBI is a department of the Department of Justice. The Department of Justice has several arms. One of them is the FBI, which is the criminal aspect of I guess the Department of Justice is all criminal, but the way I was explained is that there's several almost like jurisdictions among the Department of Justice, but again, the FBI just cannot step into a case. Again, it has to be asked through the Department of Justice, who then would send an FBI agent. But we don't want a Detroit FBI agent or someone connected with Oakland County or Wayne County working the case. Well, they didn't take place all in the same county. Did your babysitters have any boyfriends? Well, they probably did. They were all teenagers. Did I know them? No. Were they probably supposed to be at the house? No, they probably were, I don't know, because I don't know anything about it.
There is no connection. But again, I don't think my babysitters were ever interviewed. In fact, I can tell you right now, not one of them ever worked. None of them. What's with that? I don't even know if I remember them. They did talk to a couple of the guys up at the bowl, because I worked at the bowling alley. I was a bartender at the bowling alley. And I know they talked to a few, and mostly it was, had they seen Chris? I don't think any of them were ever checked out or anything like that. I don't think they were ever suspicious of anybody there. Should they have been? Possibly. I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine anybody there. I know what I was going to say. I was told, and again, this was, these anonymous sources that come in, that they knew after, and I think this may have even been part of the lawsuit, and I shouldn't say that because I'm not sure exactly. I never really read all of the paperwork on, the lawsuit, the legal mumbo jumbo. But that they knew this was a serial killer after Mark. The police were very suspicious of that, and they were asked if they were going to warn the surrounding communities, and they said no, that they didn't want to, they didn't want the communities to panic. And of course, my question is, we think as parents, we would have kept our kids at home or closer, or accompanied them, if they were going somewhere, if we thought there may have been. What are my chances of sending Chris out to the store alone if I had known that there possibly could be people, taking kids from various parking lots or whatever? I mean, and I've always held the police responsible in a way. Why didn't they let us know? I mean, they should have let the communities know. And again, but we don't know if that's true. If they, and this is going back to possibly Jane Allen was connected and Kimberly King. Here's something that I've always questioned, though, and I don't know if this was ever been brought up with John, but did he have any pedophile tendencies? Where Chris Bush did. We know that, but Chris Bush was only interested in boys. Why? Jill was very much a girl. Chris was very much a girl. They didn't take those girls thinking they were boys. And, that was, there was some spin on that, that they thought they were boys. No. And I never bought into the pedophile angle completely because the girls were not violated. The boys were, and I believe it was after death. And that, I think that's questionable. I don't know if I've ever heard for sure yes or no. Was it before or was it after? I've heard both. But I'm positive that the girls weren't violated in any way. Why take, if it was a pedophile, I don't think it made any difference whether it was a boy or a girl. So that has always struck me as being very strange.